welcome to the Sankoree Power Chat on Africa Integration Day. I'm honored to host the only women elected president in Africa so far, an accomplished stateswoman, a visionary thinker, and a global icon. In our conversation today, I want to focus on Africa's plight on the global health front. Madam President, please tell us more about the recent report you presented to global leaders on how to make the tragic COVID-19 crisis the last pandemic in human history. Madam.
Thank you, Binta. Let me say how pleased I am to be able to share this exchange with you. And as you know, whatever I've done to serve Africa, even as I continue to serve, is because of people like you. I stand on the shoulders of all the great women of Africa who have been part of all of our effort to ensure women leadership, to ensure more participation of women in all areas of life's endeavor. Now to the question. First, we have to stop the pandemic. And to do so, the most critical aspect is prevention. To do all those things that are necessary to stop it from being transmitted from one to another person. And the next thing, of course, is to vaccinate the population. And this will require a redistribution of surplus vaccine from the poorer countries to the richer ones. And we also have to start the effort to ensure manufacturing of vaccines in the South, in the areas where many of the lower and middle income countries are situated and the ones who suffer the most. If we do not achieve the overall goal, which is to vaccinate 40% of the global population by the end of 2021, and 60% of the global population by the end of 2022, we will be facing a disaster for the poorer countries. And so we all have to be stronger in our advocacy, ensuring that the world have to come together in unified action to stop this pandemic.
Do you have a sense, Madam President, that regardless of whatever global framework emerges, Africa can trust such a system to be fair and accommodating of its unique interests? What do you say?
That's always an issue, and we have to be very candid. Africa is behind today in global development. Africa will continue to be behind until African leaders unite in very strong words and action, as they have done in the past. We know that when we all come together as Africans with this common position, very strong in advocacy, in action, that's the time we see difference. And now is the time. At a time when all the injustices and injustice and when the inequities and injustices are now facing the world, brought about by the pandemic, now is the time for Africa to take a stand and then call upon our partners to move their words into action, to move commitment into cash. Unless we can get that done, then of course, the global system will continue to be unfair to African countries and other poor countries of the world.
Yeah, action into cash. I think that is the word of today. So there are, Madam, views that, and you have been in the global institution like the World Bank, UNDP, but there are views now that the associated ways of doing development may actually be deepening Africa's dependency syndrome. Do you think, Madam, that Africa countries actually graduate from aid as suggested in the now almost forgotten. I think nobody talk about the Paris agenda. So what do you say about this, the dependency syndrome?
Well, my first answer is yes. Africa can be able to move away from this dependency syndrome. Africa's development and its sustainability in development will come through the building of African institutions. Institutions that will be the ones that take responsibility for the formulation and the implementation of our development agenda. Now, African partners have a role to play. Once again, they have to realize that unless we have the kind of mutual understanding in respect and action, you will not get the kind of global progress that we all see. Now, I believe Africa can graduate from dependency and can graduate from aid. We can do so on the basis of our national endowment and the basis of our continent leadership. Let's look at the results. There's so many of our countries that are on the right trajectory to be able to achieve full independence. If you want to name a few countries, Rwanda, Ghana, Senegal, on the way, and so many others are following. Yes, we can have sustainability and development on the basis of our own resources. Yes, we can get away from dependency through leadership and through ensuring that our own resources are used for the good of our people.
Yes, Madam, I hear yes, we can. And yes, we will do. Let me just now maybe turn on the other pandemic, the silent pandemic that we see. We continue to face instability in many countries, Madam. You have yourself in your 2 mandate rebuild Liberia. We know that you took Liberia from crash and you just rebuilt it. But now we have seen some countries in Africa, Tigray, right now in Ethiopia. The last time you were doing a solidarity mission, leading it to Cabo Delgado of Mozambique, Eswatini, just to name a few, Chad, Mali. Yeah, there are many countries that are facing instability. Women and youth bear the brunt of this conflict, and their contribution are not often taken into account in finding solutions. How do we build a conflict management system that responds to the need of the victims and the survivors, instead of those who hold the guns, those who most likely perpetrate conflict? You have faced it. Tell us a little bit more about how we can go about the women's in conflict zone.
Let me first say that Africa is not immune to conflicts that are caused by social, economic, and political competing interests. And many times, this competition is exacerbated by external actors or non-state actors. What we need to recognize is that we have to put our own security in the hands of our own people. But that also means going beyond the usual thing about military types of arrangements to be able to fight conflict. We have to look at the cause of conflict, the root causes of conflict, the poverties, the poverty, the injustices, the failure for the participation of those who are marginalized, like the youth, like women,
Yeah.
who are not denied full access and full equity to all of the endowment of our countries. That's how we fight conflict. Militarism will not go far enough. It'll just cause death and destruction. Bringing our people together and building those institutions, starting from the bottom up. That means the community level. We need to do it. I can tell you, as a case of us fighting Ebola in West Africa, we tried militarism to be able to stop the movement of people, and it didn't work. We had to go back to community, recognize them, ensure that we gave them the support, gave them the leadership, gave them the responsibility. Once we bring them together, then they begin to own the process. And when they own the process, they will make sure that it succeeds. That is the answer.
Thank you, Madam. Less military expenditure, more resources on human security, putting women and youth at the center. So my last question, Madam, and I think that you have been part of designing Agenda 2063. We aspire to see the realization. You were here in Addis, sitting in the hall to look that dream of our founding fathers and mother, an integrated, prosperous and peaceful Africa. So what message do you have, Madam President, for African leaders and citizens as we celebrate today, Africa Integration Day? Madam President, to the young, to the leaders, to the women.
Now we have an opportunity to rebuild. If we're going to achieve integration, we must put effort into building national systems, building regional systems, building continental systems. We always talk about integration. But let's be fair, there are times when some of the policies of some of our countries do not even allow free movement of people. We need to change those policies. We need to make sure that our programs reach out from country to country, recognizing those who are ahead, see how we might integrate with those who are behind so that we develop. We're so glad for the Africa Continental Free Trade Agreement that has now been ratified by the number of people. This again is an opportunity that we can use this particular intervention to be able to deepen and broaden the processes of integration. Leaving anyone behind puts everyone else at risk. Leadership, of course, I always say, national leadership, continental leadership will have to come together and be able to reset the different agendas in keeping with Africa 2063. Take those aspirational goals and turn them into effective, implementable national goals and regional goals. So to our leaders, let's say that we've come so far and we recognize all the progress has been made, sometimes under difficult circumstances, but now's the time to ask you for more. More integration of the young people, which are our largest percentage of population in all of our countries, more participation of women. And may I close on, once again, our pandemic. I was co-chair of the independent panel for pandemic preparedness response. And we put forth some recommendations that we hope will try to address the thing about less than full, diversified, and balanced global institutions to make sure that they unbundle those institutions and make sure that they help to develop our national and regional institutions to fight this pandemic. We have in our communities the culture, the history, and the condition to fight diseases. So build with us for strong institutions. Help us. I don't even like to say help us, because it's our responsibility, and we're going to take action. We're in the driver's seat. We just say to our partners, join us in a joint effort to achieve those goals that will be better for global development.
Thank you so much, Madam President. And we say rebuild back better, leaving nobody behind. It was such a great honor, Madam President, to host you today. You sitting in your farm and we in Addis Ababa in the Sankoree Power Chat on Africa Integration Day. Thank you, Madam, for giving us the time. And this is a Power Chat organized by African Union and the Afro Champion. And we are delighted to have this conversation with you, which will inspire all the young people, this new generation. Madam President, again, thank you for your time and for this inspiring conversation. Thank you very much. Merci beaucoup, Madame la Présidente. Merci.
Merci, Madame Bineta Diop. Je suis très contente avec
le débat. Merci.
Okay.
That's great French.
D'accord. Au revoir.